Good morning. Welcome to Energy Works. Today we're talking about thinking to pray. Did you think to pray? It's kind of a strange thing, isn't it? Sometimes we feel that we need to do it all on our own, or that we are self-sufficient enough to not need to bother anyone. But I think it's important for us actually to have divine guidance, and to do that we need to actually be a bit humble and pray. We need to ask for help. We need to be able to listen to what we're inspired to do, and we need to be willing to accept that advice and actually act on it. So I think also when we can't have a direct effect on someone or on a situation, so if we can't go straight to that problem, we have to go via God and through him to that problem. So in this case, I think that's what we need to do when we feel that we have no power to change what's going on, that we need to be able to access divine inspiration for whatever we do in life. You know, are there difficulties that we're facing right now that we are having trouble dealing with? Do we need to see a bigger picture? Do we need to be able to let go and trust? Often we want to control every little aspect of our life, and we can't. So I just wanted to clear some energy around this today. Let's start with our throat chakra, because I guess that's about, good morning. How are you, Cassie? So our throat chakra is about expressing ourselves, and I guess that's the start of a prayer, isn't it? To actually open your mouth and say something. And often we know what we need or want, or sometimes we don't feel that we even have words for what we need or want. And I think even, our feelings or our thoughts will go directly to heaven. Sometimes we can only just cry, but it will still reach above. All right, so I have power within my personal and professional relationships. I'm hearing and following my higher self. I choose to completely occupy my space. I'm the creator of my experiences. I make intelligent choices found in my highest truth. I'm accountable for how I use my power. I create positive thoughts and actions. I am faith. So years ago, I spoke to a lady called Seitel Schultz, and she has a gift of hearing people's energy blockages by hearing them speak. And I saw her do a Facebook post, and I offered a clearing, and she in return offered to give me a session. And so she played some music, and our internet wasn't the best at that time, and she sort of helped shift some things. So she said, I can't even get into here. And then she said to me, I want you to think this, that I am faith, not just I have faith, is I am faith. And I think sometimes we lack faith. We know we're here to grow and be tested and to expand our knowledge and our consciousness. But we lack faith sometimes, or we even doubt the little bit of faith that we do have when we have difficult experiences. So I guess we need to have faith as we pray that we'll be answered, or that we'll be heard, or that what we say is of worth and what we hear is of worth. All right, I speak honestly. So if you were going to speak honestly, what would you say that you haven't been saying? Sometimes, at times it's like, I'm not okay, or sometimes it's like I'm struggling, or sometimes it's like, can I get through this? Do I believe in myself enough to, be able to push through this difficult time? Do I have faith that I'll get on the other side and it will be all okay? I don't know. What do you need to speak honestly about? What have you struggled to speak honestly about? All right, what else comes up here is using shaming words to keep people under control. I can't accept feedback or correction. I can struggle with that one. Also, what comes up is feeling arrogant. And I guess that's a bit like you wouldn't understand me, what you say to me isn't relevant. All right, and how about this one? I am consciously allowing life to flow easily. I accept my responsibility. I enjoy social community. So sometimes we don't accept social community. We've kind of been taught to pull back and stay home and, don't talk to anyone, put a mask on, all that sort of stuff prevents us from communicating in an adequate fashion. And I think it's really important that we do communicate with people and we interact and we encourage and we love people. All right, so what also is stuck here is believing there is only one way to see things. Is there more than one way? How else could we look at the situation? Also, what is coming up here is I have to defend myself. I'm heard. So what do you think you would like to pray for? I actually wanted to include the country of Belarus this morning in our call. Some friends of ours, the mum is from Belarus, and apparently at the moment they're undergoing a genocide. But the genocide is not from external, it's internal by a dictator. So if you have spare prayers, please pray for the people of Belarus right now who are under fear and dictatorship. So I'm just checking in on windows and shutters for these people. Yes, Susanna wants to include her dad. What is your dad's name, Susanna? I can just write Susanna's dad, that's fine. So much in throat chakra today. All right, so are we open to light? Are we letting light in? Okay, so is there anyone else anyone would like to include in our call in today? All right, I make intelligent choices found in my highest truth. I release to the light all energy or entities that do not belong to my energy system. So now we're going to go into the crown chakra, which is our connection to God. What's coming up here is wisdom. Do we act in wisdom? Do we use wisdom? And also our brain here is affected, so deep brain functions. Okay, so there's some generational stuff here, dads. All right, what's coming on up here is holding on to old concepts. And sometimes that can be with the family, that, the old idea of we just have to follow dad and no one else has an input, or sometimes it can be that we are unable to have our own opinions. We all have to follow what the regulated opinion is. Whereas if we include the whole family, we get lots more ideas and we have lots of better ways of doing things. All right, more generational stuff here. Dad's mum and a group of women. All right, time of birth comes up. Dad's feeling at our birth. What's coming up here is refusing to forgive. And let's say it's safe to forgive. I'm ready to forgive. Others are okay if I forgive. More generational stuff here, preventing forgiveness. Dad's side, dad's dad, but the women on that side of the family. All right, so now we're going to talk about our grid. So grid lines are in the lung and chest area, 5 lines, horizontal. And now we're going to go into our base chakra. All right, I am courageous and strong, yet wisely submissive. I am deserving. I'm experiencing more and more joy. It is safe to experience all of my emotions. I welcome them and I process them as my body can tolerate them. And sometimes things shift very quickly and it can be hard to process and we can feel a little overwhelmed. All right, now we're going to go into our second chakra. I'm wanted, welcomed, and deeply loved. I share my feelings and my love in appropriate ways. My needs are important. I'm open and receptive to all the good and beautiful in life. Whatever I'm guided to do will be a success. And sometimes success may take a longer time to see. I think about Van Gogh or Van Gogh. He did these most amazing paintings, but a lot of them weren't appreciated until after he died. And, sometimes what we offer does make a difference, but we may not get to see it initially, which of course takes faith. And so I guess it's important for us to pray that the good intention of our heart will be given through to those that we pray for, or the situations that we pray about. Okay, so what else is it that where do you feel it's stuck in your body, the things that you're wanting to shift? And are there aspects of your life in the past that need to be released? Are they still affecting you today? All right, so now we're going to go into the 6th chakra, which is about following our intuition and trusting the things that we feel that come to our mind. Okay, so Cassie said her eyes can't open. All right, first thing that comes up in the 6th chakra is I am fearless. It's safe to see. I'm okay with what I see. So what are you seeing that you don't want to see? So this is from Ina Siegel's book, The Secret Language of Your Body. And if we look under eyes, she says, not liking what you're seeing in your environment, suspicious of people and events, seeing obstacles and limitations, wanting things to be different. What else comes up here is difficulty visualizing good things in your life. All right, losing trust that life will provide for you by upholding fear, stress, and worry. So this is some suggestions from Ina. She said, are there things you're seeing that you don't want to see? For example, are you seeing someone close to you suffering or unhappy? Do you keep trying to make them happy and feel hopeless and defeated because they won't change? If you desire your vision to improve, You need to shift your focus from what you don't want to see to what makes you feel happy and brings beauty into your life. Oh, hi, Susanna. I'm glad you're back. You can go for nature walks, spend time by the ocean, visit people who inspire you, or be creative by painting beautiful pictures in your mind and on paper. Go outside into the light, close your eyes, place the palms of your hands over your eyes. Allow the healing energy of sunlight to work on regenerating your eyes. Do this for a few minutes, 2 to 3 times a day. Relax your hands, open your eyes, and look at the sky's beautiful rays of blue light. Even if the sky is grey, find where it has glimmers of blue light. Close your eyes and visualize the rays of light moving through your eyes, washing all density, degeneration, stuckness, or hardness from them. Allow your eyes to relax and soften even further before opening them. Open your eyes, spend 30 seconds blinking frequently to allow moisture to return. In order to improve your vision, you also need to improve the eye's flexibility. Rotate the eyes to the left, to the right, then up and down. Do this 8 to 10 times, repeat the process, rotating your eyes to the right, to the left, down, and then up. Do this also 8 to 10 times. If you suffer from cataracts, try wearing transparent indigo glasses so the light can enter and regenerate your eyes. So she says, say, Divine Healing Intelligence, I ask you to release all anger, suspicion, distrust, and frustration from my past. Assist me in dissolving all the stress, irritation, negativity, hardness, fear, obstacles, and projected problems from my eyes, as well as all points of view, all patterns, and the positive and negative charges that contribute to this condition. Repeat the word clear until you feel a shift occur. And then please install feelings and experiences of clarity, trust, patience, relaxation, softness, flexibility, and peace. Please heal and regenerate my eyes and all related organs to their maximum strength, vitality, and flexibility. Thank you. All right, and one of the emotions that are here is frustration. So what is frustrating in your life right now? Okay, so Susanna's mentioned high inflammation in her dad's body. All right, so we're going to look at some relationship issues here that's contributing to inflammation. All right, so healthy working relationships with money and resources. So generational from dad's mom and the women. And also let's go dad's mum's mum. Just her. All right, being unable to perceive clearly and correctly. All right, also a virus hiding underneath, affecting the gallbladder meridian. Also what comes up here is low self-esteem. And sometimes when we feel bad about ourselves, we want to attack other people or bring them down to our level. So also feeling despair, anger. So if we say we're okay without our virus, it's like no. So age 12, age 15, age 32, 35, 40. All right, and just we're going back to the topic a little. So I'm able to pray. Because often whatever things present to us, whether it's our eyes or our pain or our inflammation or the bits of us that are dysfunctional, we need to pray about those things. What are these things teaching us? What do we need to know or understand? So generational baggage here, dad's side, dad's dad. Maybe seeing praying as a weakness rather than using it as a strength to inspire us to how we need to change or do things. All right, let's go into our third chakra. So today I've used a lot of Jenny Rosengren's books. This is over 1,000 categorized positive and negative beliefs. All right, I'm seeing that all my needs are being met. So what needs do you have that are unmet? All right, I'm lighthearted. I'm fitting in. I'm excited about all the possibilities that lay before me. I get things done. All right, releasing mental thought processes that keep me stuck in old patterns which no longer serve my highest and greatest good. All right, I'm open and deserving of the very best life has to offer. Okay, I accept the past and past experiences. Thanks, Susanna. All right, past experiences is weak. So let's release trauma, our energy field, our aura. Still feeling stuck. Wanting to avoid feeling is coming up. So what is it that you're wanting to avoid feeling? All right, so now we have some cranial faults. So we're just going to plug in a cranial treatment. All right, underlying is some bacteria. So I guess parts of the brain having bacteria. Oh, that's very nice, Lola. There's lots of beautiful women here. All right, so the limbic system. So the limbic system is to do with our emotions and what we feel. So it includes the amygdala, hippocampus, hypothalamus are all involved in processing and regulating emotions, memory, and sexual arousal. The limbic system is an important element of the body's response to stress and is highly connected to the endocrine and autonomic nervous systems. The limbic system is also responsible for processing the body's response to odors. So it also helps with memory formation and storage, regulating emotions, processing smells, and sexual arousal, we mentioned already. So these are things that can be affected if there's a problem in the limbic system. So your sense of smell can be impaired, you can get agitation, you can have uncontrolled emotions, abnormal biological rhythms, abnormal sexual behavior, and memory impairments. Okay, so I guess at the moment we're living in a traumatic time, and so I think a lot of people's limbic system would be activated by the experiences that we're going through all over the world. All right, also there's generational baggage affecting the limbic system. So dad's side, dad's mum, And the women. So this is also affecting the sixth chakra. All right, imagination comes up here too. All right, so I guess for things to change, we have to imagine it to be different. All right, and again, what comes up is rigid thoughts or beliefs, which is the opposite of imagination, isn't it? Susanna asks, can this system be weakened by zinc deficiency? I guess that's very possible. Yeah, I've got a book at work I wish I had here to look up. If we look up symptoms of zinc deficiency, it affects your immune system, can affect behaviour, can affect, in children, like that pre-dinner tantrums. It can also affect your immune system. Your stomach uses zinc to make the bicarbonate layer around the lining of your stomach, so your own acid doesn't eat you. And of course, in Australia, we have no zinc in our soil, so many of us have zinc deficiency. All right, so let's plug in the feeling of love, the feeling of being loved, the feeling of being in love, the feeling of loving ourselves, the feeling of loving our home, our family, the feeling of loving our country, even though it's having difficulties right now. All right, age 12 comes up, and 15, 18, 42, and 50. All right, so let's say I release everything from my body, mind, and energy field that's unlike love. So it's like we want to, if it's going to be a toilet, we're going to flush the toilet, but it's like clearing out the things in our energy field that we no longer need. All right, again, underlying virus affecting the adrenal glands. Yeah, that's great. Lola, I release everything that's no longer needed within my energy field. Very good. All right, again, this is from Inner Siegel's book. This is adrenal glands. What comes up is exhaustion. Stomach issues. Okay, nausea. All right, some stuck emotions. So Lola's mentioned she's exhausted, and Susanna said she's exhausted. What's hiding underneath is continually blaming others on a subconscious level. So if we come back to our topic of did we think to pray, let's say, and I want to, we're in a very difficult time in this world, but we all agreed to come to Earth at this particular time. So we must have a role to play. So I'd like you to focus and pray about what is your role. How are you to serve? How are you making a difference? So that you can understand and know how to act. And even though you may not feel that you can make a big difference, even if you make a difference to one person, that is a difference. And that one person will affect others, the ripple effect. All right, Lola said, yes, I can admit that. I think we're talking about continually blaming others on a subconscious level. All right, time of conception comes up. So it's our own emotions. Oh, Lola says, amazing, I love this. Thanks, Lola. And Lisa said she can relate to that, yeah. All right, determined to carry on. So sometimes we can be born in difficult situations, Sometimes we were an unexpected package rather than a planned one. But that doesn't mean that our timing wasn't perfect. And that doesn't mean that we weren't there at exactly the right moment and to help people and to provide insight and sometimes challenges for those around us that they needed to grow. All right, bit of generational baggage here as well. Dad's side again, Dad's mum, and the women. All right, so stomach meridian comes up here. Anxiousness comes up as well. All right, well, what are we anxious about? And vetiver oil comes up. I think vetiver oil is amazing for this time because it's so grounding and helps us pass through the difficult things. Oh, okay, so lots of people are challenged about the future. Cassie's mentioned everything. And Lola's mentioned grounding. Yeah, we all need grounding. All right, vetiver challenges the need to escape pain. It centers individuals in their true self and guides them downward to the root of their emotional issues. It helps them find relief, but not through avoidance. So relief comes after they have traveled within and met the core of their emotional issue. All right, so it also helps with being connected. So I think we all need to feel connection. And I guess with lockdown and with things happening, we don't feel connection. But even if we clear energy for other people, and if we pray for other people, it helps us feel connected. Because at the moment, life is rather challenging. We believed we're here to help and we must be here to help, but I guess we didn't also realize how challenged we would be by everything. Loss of connection has been one of the most challenging aspects, Lola says, for her. Well, it's true, isn't it? It's very challenging for everybody, I think, because we feel like we're not important or we feel like our needs don't matter, and it's hard to forgive what's happened, All right, so forgiveness is a hard thing. So when we forgive people, we often feel like we're letting them off the hook. So this does not mean that we forget the experience or what we learnt from the experience. It gives us the opportunity to learn more powerful lessons that include the person who needs forgiving may not seem to deserve it, but you do. You deserve the feeling. All right, Susanna said, I feel a kind of separation from ourselves, from us, because it was hard to feel the feelings. Yeah. And Lola says, true. Yes, it was hard to feel the feelings. And we kind of forget who we are. We forget, that we came here with purpose and that we have power to make a difference. We get lost in the powerlessness of our situation. But even that small thing that we do is important. So this is a quote by Mark Twain. It says, forgiveness is the fragrance the violet sheds on the heel that has crushed it. All right, the power of now centers us enough to be functioning from the space of neutrality of the moment, in contrast to imagining fears of the future and the shackles of the past. Okay, so now we're going into our aura, and there are hooks. A lot of hooks. So that's when someone latches onto us in an unhealthy manner. And so I guess in a way, our country has been using us in a way to achieve higher things. And I think that we can say the same for Belarus, and we can say the same for the people that we know. Lola's asking, are hooks also known as entity attachment? Well, they can be entity attachment, or they can be people that are high maintenance that latch on to us. There were some entities at the start All right, and sometimes we get negative thoughts that we think are our own, but often that is an entity, and they talk rubbish to us, and we think it's us, but that's not true. Okay, so Lola says, sure, and yes, I feel I may need to address this with a one-on-one. Yeah, you're welcome to do that. If you're just wanting to have a little sticky beak, we can do a clarity call. So you go to www.calendly.com/Tanya Ormsby/clarity call, and you can book in a time. And if those times don't suit you, just send me a message in Messenger. All right, some more generational stuff here. Dad's side, dad's dad, and the men. All right, so let's check in with anyone that was on the call that had something they'd like to mention, like how are our eyes doing, how's our tummy doing, how are you sensing the inflammation going in your dad, Susanna? Oh, that's nice. Lola said, thank you so much for this and your time. Second time I've been divinely guided to come on and you've helped. Oh, thank you. Well, we're all here to help each other, aren't we? So, and I guess that's a thing to pray for, how can you be of help? Here am I, pick me, and I'm willing to do whatever you ask me to do. And I think, the more that we can have that attitude of being there for people, the more we can be a help and show love and kindness and make a difference. And I think, bad team don't want us to make a difference. Bad team want us to feel that it's not worth making the effort. It can't change. It's too late. We need to feel that we can digest what's going on and that, we have power to change those around us. And even if it's not our immediate family, we do have that power. And I want you to feel that you have that power. And I want you to pray that you feel inspired to do and live your life in a way that is inspired. Okay, Susanna said, Lisa said, thank you, feeling a little better. Great. Cassie said, thank you. And Susanna said, thank you so much. I will check on him later. He's in the hospital. Oh, I'm sorry to hear he's in the hospital. And Lola said, yes, with hearts. Okay, thank you so much. All right. If you're interested in a Calendly call, please book in. A clarity call. And if you're interested in learning how to clear energy, let me know and we will schedule another seminar. We're planning on doing an advanced one in January. I think it'll be the end of the second week. And I think it will be Friday, Saturday, and a Monday. Okay. Anyway, contact me if you need to. I hope you have an amazing day and believe that you're here for a reason. You're not a waste. You're exactly where you're supposed to be, and you're inspiring the people around you, even if you don't realize. See ya.